Wonderful. Healing comes in so many forms, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. Extraordinary. Wonderful, wonderful. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. Doesn't it feel good to feel the beauty and energy of that spirit through music? It's wonderful. So our contemplation this morning is the secret for creating healing. Something we talk about frequently in this community, do we not? Yeah. So you notice from the reading, the woman had an issue of blood for how long? 12 years. Is that not amazing? And what did she do that transformed her dis-ease back into ease? What did she do? Do you remember? Made a choice. She believed, but what else? Shook action, very good. And with that action, she did what? Touched the hem of the garment of Jesus. So the question, wow, first of all, wow. And one of the things for us to consider is her faith caused her to take action, to move the physical form in the physical realm. So it was a part of physical activity, but what inspired that was what was within, that connection to the sacred, to spirit, to God, so that she would reach for healing. So our question is, do I reach for healing? When I find myself in a state of dis-ease, not having ease, whether it be just not feeling balanced and right, to perhaps a terminal illness, do I reach out for healing? It's good to come into community where healing is contemplated and practiced. But the most significant thing is, do I do it moment to moment, day to day, even when I'm alone? Thinking about the topic, too, of it being a secret. Why do you suppose we think of it as a secret? Nobody's going to say because it's a secret, right? Well, what's fascinating, it appears to be a secret because so few really access it, even though it's here before us and available to all of us, not just to some, but to all of us. The great metaphysicians of the New Thought movement contemplated, studied the life of Jesus, studied what he knew and what he embodied in healing. And what we know, what we truly know, is that we all have access to that. When we think about the term healing, what do you think that means? How do you define that? What was that? Letting go. What else? Wholeness, says the nurse. She's absolutely right. The definition is making whole. Making whole. So think about when we're not whole. Something has occurred because our natural state is wholeness. As you will recall, part of our practice here is remembering our wholeness, right? So something has occurred that's caused a disconnection from that wholeness. Oftentimes we refer to that as trauma. something occurs where there's a wounding, suffering that creates a fracture. And it can be something in our physical body, but more significantly, usually for us, is in our psychological, spiritual, emotional wounding. So our whole task then is, how do I create this wholeness once I've gotten to the place of dis-ease or disconnection? Remember, it's disconnection. When we're connected, we are whole. What's another way of talking about this wholeness? We're in a state of, they sung about it. Mary talked about it in her treatment. Ease. What was that? Yay! All those things that we're talking about points to love. Love is our natural state. Remember, God is love. God is love. So we have to take this fractured self, the place of dis-ease, the place of disconnection, and can you not know when we're moving through our day, when we meet disconnection? Don't you feel it? Sometimes we're such extreme lifestyle of disconnection that we lose awareness that we are actually in a state of disconnection. So our practice has to be one of attunement. That's why we do spiritual practice. Because when we do spiritual practice, what happens? Why are we doing spiritual practice? Connecting. Because connection, we're entering into the presence of God. And when we enter into the presence of God, we are changed. The question is always the quantity of our awareness. Am I completely or partially? So if I'm partially, I don't feel completely connected, what's the call? More practice, more towards wholeness. Our spiritual practices take us into the presence of Spirit, into the presence of God around us as we invite Spirit into this room during this service through each person present and Spirit within me. So I want us to contemplate also and share into this practice from the Hawaiian culture. Isn't this a beautiful image? It's right there in the practitioner's prayer room, hangs on the wall. Beautiful, beautiful imagery. So I'm going to ask us to, for a moment, let's use our imagination. Imagine we see the drummer on the beach. Our feet are in the sand. See if you can hear the drum. Many forms of entering into the presence. Do you feel it in your body? What'd you notice? Peace. Could you feel yourself there? And notice just by focusing our mind, using the imagination, we can transport ourselves into the presence of wholeness, into healing. Think about the emotions, not only how the body felt, but the emotions present. Because we are mind, body, spirit, we must connect the emotions with the intellect. Ernest Holmes has taught us that. It's the whole premise to the Science of Mind textbook. And when we enter into that state, we are entering into what again? Love. We're entering into love. Do you feel that? 2 points I want you to take away today. This woman with the issue of blood for 12 years was living in dis-ease, disconnect. We can put a lot of judgment on it, can't we, about why that happened? That's not important. The fact is there's a disconnection from her wholeness that occurred, and she knew by going into the presence she could return to wholeness. Her faith is what caused her to act. So it's important for us to say to ourselves, does my faith cause me to act? Do I reach out for healing? Do I really seek it? Do I seek the presence of Spirit? Do I seek love? So for a moment of time, I ask you to put into your mind's eye the moment that you can think of at this particular, maybe several, hopefully you have a whole bunch, when you felt immense love, whether it was from a parent, a child, God itself, from a sacred other. Just for a moment, mind's eye, and notice how that feels. How does it feel to you? What do you feel? Protected. Anything else? Gratitude. Anything else? Acceptance. Acceptance. And notice the acceptance is about what? Self. Self and the expression of love coming through us, to us, for us. And so all the earthly relationships that we have point to our connection to the sacred, to God itself. Representation of this immense cosmic love, individualized in a person, with this immense love that transforms us if we can but remember to enter into that experience. But when we are fractured, sometimes the fractures are significant, aren't they? They're not small fractures, but huge fractures. And our task is to continue to enter the presence day after day, moment after moment, until we can know that wholeness again. So we have to come back and remind ourselves, I choose to reach for the hem of the garment. And I also, when we talk about things metaphysically, remember, we're not only the person, the woman with the issue of blood reaching for the garment, we're also the Christ one, aren't we? So I have to come back to myself and say, if someone touched the hem of my garment, would they be made whole? And that is our calling. Some of you have pants, so garment is universal. So notice, we all share in that calling, that opportunity. So it's about our relationship to self, relationship to the sacred. And one of the things I want to do is read one of my favorite passages in the Science of Mind textbook. And on days that are a little more challenging than others, I like to contemplate this again and again. Love is an essence, an atmosphere which defies analysis. It is that which is and cannot be explained. It is common to all people, to all animal life, and evident in the response of plants to those who love them, even the plants, even the animals. Love reigns supreme over all and comes through the beauty of wonderful cries, doesn't it? Notice this. The essence of love, while elusive, pervades everything, fires the heart, stimulates the emotions, renews the soul, and proclaims the spirit. Only love knows love, and love knows only love. Words cannot express its depths or meaning. A universal sense alone bears witness to the divine fact: God is love, and love is God. So our closing spiritual practice that I ask us to enter into is to feel that sense of love within our being. We had an experience here. We've contemplated in thought. Hopefully, as we began this practice, we got a little more closer to that connection because we entered into the presence, into love. So our closing practice, often I use in my personal practice as well as in community music, because music heals. It's a voice of spirit. And so I want us to listen and do a meditation to this piece. And I hope that the experience that you receive from this helps you to feel lifted by spirit. For this is what we're contemplating. Love changes everything. Hands and faces, earth and sky. Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly or a night seem like a lifetime. Love changes everything. Days are longer. Words mean more. Love changes everything. Pain is deeper than before. So I want us to listen to this song, and then we're going to come back and process it together. So, I invite you to close your eyes. Feel the music.
Love changes everything. Hands and faces, earth and sky. Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly or a night seem like a lifetime. Yes, love changes everything. Now I tremble at your name. Nothing in the world will ever be the same.
Let it play all the way through.
Love changes everything. Days are longer, words mean more. Love changes everything. Pain is deeper than before. Love will turn your world around, and that world will last forever. Yes, love changes everything, brings you glory, brings you shame. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. changes everyone, live or perish in its flame. Love will never, never let you be the same. Love will never, never let you be the
Breathing in. Spirit proclaims it. Spirit lifts us. We have the faith to move mountains. The mountain of doubt, the mountain of fear. The secret to creating healing is to remember who we are. To reach, have the faith to reach for that garment, and yet to know we wear that garment. So how are you? Amazing. So I don't know about you, but I kind of flew out there. Notice when we connect with that sacred, we are lifted beyond our circumstances of limitation to remembering who we are and our calling. And that creates this wholeness. And if we carry wholeness and it emanates from us when our hem is touched, it radiates from us. People don't even have to touch the hem. Do you think it's possible? Is it possible for me? Absolutely. New thought. This is the new thought. That it's possible for each and every one, and that we all are part of that cosmic consciousness. The secret is what? Love. Love. You guys seem so restrained. I think I know you better than that. Isn't it exciting? I mean, wow. Ernest Holmes, Emma Curtis Hopkins. Wow. Not only can we change our life, we can change the world by who we are, how we are. And that is the message. That is the good news. That is what the Christ one was pointing to. So, let us enter into spiritual mind treatment, knowing that God is one. And as I close my eyes and I enter in, I sense how much I am loved. The presence of Spirit surrounds me, holds me, guides me. The presence of Spirit resides within me and animates every cell of my being, my consciousness, the very voice that I have in the world, the creative expression that comes through me. And I reach out again and again to touch the hem, to be the hem. I am in awe that Spirit has desired relationship with me, has invited me into this collaboration co-creation. Every cell of my being is revitalized with health and wellness. Every thought and every breath and every action, every deed, immersed in profound love. Where there has been dis-ease, there is now wholeness. Profound wholeness. And I enter into this practice each and every day. And I remember this moment as a turning point in time that I will mark and look back on and carry with me into every circumstance that challenges me, to know that I am held in such great value, esteem, and reverence by Spirit. I give thanks. I give thanks. I speak this prayer into being. It enters into every cell, fiber, and system of my being, into every individual in this room, in this city, across the state, across these United States, across our ocean, around the world, and into the cosmos, to the very heart of Spirit. We speak it into being from this community. It is now so, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, church.
Serve